Good afternoon. I am back again with the topic determinants. So today I am going to discuss properties of determinants. So there are 4 to 5 properties of determinants. So I will discuss one by one. The first property I had discussed yesterday. According to this property, if in a determinant rows and columns are interchanged, the value of determinant remains same. So according to this property, if I have a say delta 1 determinant whose elements are a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. So this is a 3 by 3 determinant. So what this property says, if I have again another determinant of same order, and here I am replacing this row, that is R1, by column C1. This row R2 is replaced by C3, and this. So in this case, the value of determinant in this case and this case will be same according to this property. So for this I had given yesterday the proof of this property. So proof of these properties, they are not asked in the examination. Only you have to remember the statement of properties. Proof is not so important. So the second property says, if any two rows according to property second, if in a determinant any two rows and columns are interchanged, the sign of determinant changes. That means, okay, suppose I am having this determinant if I change these two rows, if I write here and this here, the third row is as it is. So according to this property, this will equal to minus sign. The value of determinant will change its sign according to this property. So this is very important property. You will remember this property while solving the questions in the exercise. These properties are used there. Then there is another property, third property. According to third property, this says third property, if in a determinant any two rows or columns, any two rows or any two columns are identical. So the value of determinant will be 0. This is also an important property. Let me say I have this determinant 3 by 3 order. So it is a 3 by 3 order determinant. In this determinant, I have taken R1 and R2 identical, elements are same. So if this is the case, so in this case, you will remember the value of this determinant will be 0. So I can take another example. Suppose I have determinant of this type. Now in this case, this is R1 and this is R3. R1 and R3, they are identical, elements are same. So according to this third property, its value will be 0. There is no need to expand this determinant. This property says if elements in any two rows or columns, they are identical, its value is 0. So you will remember this property, third property. Then there are two more properties. Fourth one says if I have a determinant and in this determinant say this is row first, this is row second, this is row third. So elements of third row, they are equal to 0. So in this case, this property says value of this determinant will equal to 0. If you will expand this, even then its property will, its value will be 0. So this is the fourth property. Then fifth property says if I have a determinant again 3 by 3 determinant. So if I say it is delta 1 and this is delta 2, another determinant. If I multiply elements of this determinant by a constant number k, so this is a determinant. I have taken elements. So in this determinant, I have multiplied the elements of row 1 by a constant number k. So k is a constant number, and this row R1, all the elements of row 1 are multiplied by a constant number k. So according to this property, it says if I multiply the elements of row 1 by a constant number, so value of this determinant will be equal to so that means this will be k times the original determinant. So according to this property, we can say one thing. We can take any element which is common to any row or any column. I can take common element outside this determinant. So this was the property, fifth property. The last property says, if I have a determinant, this is 6 1, this is again a figure of the determinant. In this case, the elements of row 1, they are written in this way, where lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3, these are numbers. So according to this property, I can write this determinant as a sum of two determinants, and those determinants will be plus so this is the fifth property. So after these properties, we will solve questions from the exercise. So you will remember these 5 properties. They are written in your textbook of mathematics. You can see these properties, proofs, they are given in the book. So after these properties, now you will use these properties in solving the questions. So I am taking this exercise 4.2. So this exercise contains 15 to 16 questions. So let us see how these questions are to be solved by making use of these properties. So first question says, using the properties of determinants. Using properties of determinants, and without expanding the determinant, show that this is determinant in question number 1. Here x, y, z, these are the 3 elements in column first, then a, b and c in column second, and in column third elements are given as so this is a question, very simple one. So in this question you have to prove this determinant equals to 0, but keeping in mind properties of determinant, those 5 properties, they will be used here. So in this case, I take left hand side. So in this case, if I operate this determinant, I operate R1 as R1, C1 as operate C1 plus C2. So this is the operation which I will have to do in this determinant. So this will equal to elements are to be added, then y plus b, then z plus c. So these elements in this column second, they will remain as they are. Here also the elements in this column, they will remain as it is. Now, if I look at this determinant, here this element and this element, they are same. Here again they are same, again same. So that means C1 elements lying in C1 and elements lying in C2 column, they are identical. So this says a property which I have discussed, the 5 properties, and one of the properties says if in any 2 rows or column the elements are identical, then value of this determinant is 0. So according to this property, its value will be 0. So without expanding this determinant and by making use of the property which I had written earlier, so this determinant, its value is 0. So this is short type question, getting only 1 or 2 marks. So this is how this determinant is to be solved. So let me take another question, which is fourth one. Again, similar type question. Let determinant, this is given as, here is 1, 1, 1. Then BC, CA and AB, these are elements in column second. In third column, elements are given as so this is a determinant which is given and we have to prove its value is 0. So again, the properties of determinants will be used here. So in this case, I will take first left hand side of this determinant. Again, I will have to operate this determinant. So if I operate, this is column C2 and this is column C3. So if I add these elements, so C1 operate, so this operation I will apply here. So that means this will equal to, if I apply this operation, so they will remain as it is, columns of element C1 as they are. Here I will add this element to this element, this to this and this to this. So I will get BC plus this element. If I multiply AB and AC, here also CA plus BC plus AB, and here AB plus AC plus BC, and these elements, they will remain as it is. Elements in column C3, they will remain as they are. So this can be written in this way, 1, 1, 1. Now in this column C2, they are same common elements. I can take outside this AB, BC, CA. This factor is common. I have taken AB, BC, CA. This is a common factor from C1, C2, C3. From so I will be left with one here, one here, one here, and here B plus C, here B C plus A, and here C A plus B. Now if I look at this determinant after taking the common factor, now these C1 and C2, they are having the same element, they are identical. So C1 and C2 are having the same elements. So by making use of the property, if in any row elements they are identical, then value of this determinant is 0. So I can say this is equal to AB, BC, CA into the value of this determinant will be 0. That means 0. So that means this left hand side is equal to right hand side. So this was the question number 4. So there is another question. It is 8.1. Determinant, it's given as this. We have to prove this is equal to so this is left hand side. We have to prove this is equal to this using the properties of determinants. So this is equal to I will have to operate this determinant. Here I have factor A minus B and B minus C. So I can operate this by C1 as C1 minus C2. This is one of the operation, and another operation I can do C2 minus C3. So these two operations I will apply here. So this will equal to 1 minus 1. This will be 0 here, A minus B here, and A cube minus B cube here. In this first operation, here again it will be 1 minus 1, 0 here, then B minus C here, then B cube minus C cube here. This is the second operation, and the elements in third, they will remain as it is. So these two operations I have done in this determinant. Now here I can have in this column a minus b and a minus b from here. It is common factor. I can take this factor common from this column, and b minus c I can take from C2 outside. So I can write it as a minus b, one factor which I have taken from this column C1, and another factor b minus c, this I have taken from column C2. So determinant will be 1 here. Here I have taken a minus b common. So this formula is equal to when I have taken a minus b common here, so I will be left with this factor. So I can write here from column second I will write 1 here. Again from here this column I have taken b minus c outside. So here I will be left with and in third row there will be 1 C and C cube. So on further simplification I will have this matrix, this determinant can be further simplified. A minus p, b minus c, this is outside, and inside 0 here, 1, 1, a square, ab, b square here, b square, bc, c square here, 1, c and c cube. So this determinant has been reduced to this determinant. Now lastly I can expand determinant by R1. From first row I can expand this determinant. So I will have a minus b, this is factor outside. So I am expanding this using R1. So I will be 0 here, again minus 0 here, then plus 1. This row and this column when deleted. So I will have this multiplied by this minus sign. A minus b, b minus c. So inside I will have b square, bc, c square, minus a square, minus ab, and here I should have c square. So this will equal to, now this positive and negative, they will cancel each other. So a minus b, b minus c. So inside I can write c square minus a square, this is one factor. Then bc minus ab. So I can factorize further. This is the difference of two squares. I can write it as c plus a into c minus a. From here I can take common as b. So I will be left with c minus a. So I can write this value of delta as A minus B, B minus C. This can be taken common factor. So I will be left with C plus A plus B. So this will equal to A minus B, B minus C, C minus A into A plus B plus C. So this is the right hand side which I had to do. So next question, after this 8th one, I will take the next question. Delta, this is equal to 1, 1, 1. These are the elements. Here A, B, C, A square here, B square here, C square here. This determinant is equal to, we have to prove A minus B, B minus C, C minus A. So this is the, again, question we have to prove this is equal to this. So in this case, I can take left hand side. This is if I look at the right hand side, here I have a factor A minus B, B minus C and C minus A. So I will have to operate this. So if I operate as R1 as R1 minus R2, this operation I will apply here in this determinant, and again R2 as R2 minus R3. So these two operations will be applied in this determinant. So this will equal to this minus this. So I will have 0 here. Then A minus B here, A square minus B square, 0 here. Then B minus C here. Here B minus C square, and in third row elements will be as it is. There will be no change. So from this I have this row R1 and row R2. So I can take common factor A minus B from this row and B minus C common from this row R2. So I can take A minus B and B minus C as common factor from R1 and R2. So the delta will equal to, if I take A minus B and B minus C as common, so inside I will have 0, 1 here, here I will have A plus B. So 0 here, and if I have taken common outside 1 here, and here I will have B plus C. So the rest elements, they will be same. So I can expand this by column first. So if I expand this by using column first, so then let us see what happens. So my determinant is 0 0 1 1 1 C A plus B B plus C here C square. So I expand this. So when I expand this, expanding with help of column C1. So this delta will equal to 0 here, minus 0 here, and plus here. This row and this column I will delete. So I will have B plus C minus sign. So this will equal to the common factor I have taken, A minus B and B minus C. They are to be written as. So this is finally plus B minus B, they will cancel each other. So minus this will left. So A minus B, B minus C, C minus A. This is the side which was required. So in this way, by making use of the properties of determinants, we can solve these questions. So one more question I will give you for practice. You can try yourself. The question is, it is 9-1 question from your exercise. So determinant is given as x, y, z, x square, y square, z square. YZ, ZX and XY here. So this determinant is equal to x minus y, y minus z, z minus x into xy plus yz plus zx. So this is to be solved. So I can give a hint for this question. So this is your assignment. You will try this question by yourself. Here in this determinant, if I say this is equal to it is three-by-three determinant. So these are the three factors which I require. So operation I will have to do here. Operate this determinant as R1 minus R2. When I will operate this, so I will have the factor x minus y. This is factor. So again there is factor y minus z. For that again I can write R2 as operation, R2 minus R3. So these two operations you will perform and try at your level. So again with same exercise, 3 or 4 questions are left. So tomorrow I am going to complete this and take the next topic. Till then, bye.